Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Welcome to a live stream tonight. If you are seeing this live stream, please let me know in the live chat. And hope you're all doing well. Make sure you like this live stream, click the thumbs up on the live stream, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And good to see you, Hosea. He's saying, "What's up, brother? How's it going, Hosea? Good to see you in the live chat. Hope you're doing well." So I'm just gonna come on and I'm just gonna react to a bit of news actually. And originally I started a stream the other day and it was just gonna be a Q&A, but just a bit of news that's just popped up today. So I'll give my reaction to that news. For those of you who've been living in the dark, Shaun Johnson has been ruled out for this week's game against the Penrith Panthers. It started off as a rumour throughout today on a Facebook group, and then media officially confirming it, and then the Warriors confirming it themselves. So, it's disappointing. It's gutting that Shaun Johnson's out. It is a light calf strain, so I believe he suffered that injury in training. So, yeah, look, it's disappointing. It's gutting. It's sad that he won't be playing this week. But look, all I'm going to say is there's a lot of Warriors fans who are a bit gutted about this news at the moment. And, I'm gutted as well. Don't get me wrong. It's a big out. It's a big blow for us because Shaun has been, our key player this year. He's been our most influential player this season. He's definitely in contention to win the Dally M, and he's going to win the Dally M this year, in my opinion. And, it's tough. It's tough luck for Shaun to be ruled out of this game this week. The biggest question mark now is who's going to come in for Shaun Johnson. Are they going to go with Dylan Walker? Are they going to throw Dylan Walker in the halves with Tamari Martin, or are they going to bring in Ronald Volkman? So from what I'm aware of, in the New South Wales Cup, he's already been named. So I think the Warriors would have to get some sort of, exemption from the NRL to bring him in. So I'm not too sure whether Ronald Volkman will be able to play in this game this week, because he's not named in the extended reserves. So, it's a big debate. What are the Warriors going to do? It's going to be real interesting. Look, personally, for me, I think they're going to go with Dylan Walker in the halves. I think they'll go with Dylan Walker, and they will play him and Tamari Martin in the halves together. I think that's the way they will go. Look, it's a shame the Warriors did not name a half in the reserves, because I think, it's a bit disappointing that they didn't name a half in the reserves here. So, I think that's the way the Warriors will go with Dylan Walker and Tamari Martin. I think that'll be a halves for this game on Saturday. But look, it is a big, massive out for us. Don't get me wrong. I know how influential the player he is, but I feel like us fans should, stay positive, believe in this team that we can still get the job done on Saturday. I know it's going to be a tough ask. I know how difficult it's going to be. But look, we've got the players to do it. We've got Fanua Blake, we've got CNK, we've got Egan. Tamari Martin's definitely going to have to step up and have a massive game. He's done it before, Tamari Martin. So I've got full faith Tamari Martin can do the job. And he's done it in the finals before. He took the Cowboys to a grand final in 2017 when Thurston was out throughout the final series. So, I think Tamari Martin can do a good job there. And, I think as people would know, this is just one game. Shaun Johnson's only been ruled out for this week's game. So, look, if the Warriors lose this game this week, Shaun Johnson will be back next week. So he'll be back for the next game against whoever, the Raiders or the Knights. So, look, just going through the chat. So I'll just say hello to more viewers in the chat who have just joined. So got Dr. Ghost here. He's saying here, I'd rather have Walker there. The halves last week was so lackluster. I was at the game last week against the Dolphins. We had Volkman there and Tamari Martin in the halves last week. And, we were very flat. We were very flat in that game, and our attack wasn't great at all. So, look, Dr. Ghost, I do agree with your comment there. I think Dylan Walker in the halves would be a good option. I think he'd do a great job. Dylan Walker has played pretty much everywhere this year in the Warriors team. He's really stepped up. He's played a bit of halves. He's played off the bench as a utility. So I think Dylan Walker can definitely do the job. I think he's more than capable. I have full faith in him, and he's played in big games before, Dylan Walker, as well. He's played in finals against the Souths as well. So yeah, I mean, I know it was a different position, but look, I have full faith that if Dylan Walker's 5'8", I think he can do the job. I know it's gonna be a tall ask, but look, I think he can do the job. For me, I just have full faith in this team. I still have full belief, and Shaun Johnson out. It's gutting as it is, but let's back these boys 100%. Back this team in, because this team is not about one player. This team is about the whole side. So as influential as Shaun Johnson is, we've got some great players on this side that can do the job as well, and players that can step up and fill the void. So I'm sure Andrew Webster will be saying the same thing. I'm sure he'll be saying, look, yes, Shaun Johnson's a massive blow, but, it's not about one player. It's about this whole squad, and that's what this whole squad can do is get the job done. I think they can. Life is made much difficult, no doubt about it, but I just believe that this team can go to Penrith and do the job. I really do feel that way. So Daniel Sexton, he's saying, hi, how are you doing tonight? I'm doing well, Daniel Sexton. Hope you're doing well yourself. And SS Storm fan, you can put Walk in the halves and put Freddie Lussick on the bench, I reckon. Yeah, I think so too. I think they could go with that option as well. So, look, it'll be interesting to see what Andrew Webster does, really, because, look, going into this game, I was excited that we're going to have a full strength side on the field. Now we're not going to, but it is what it is. So, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how they go with the selections there. So, yeah, Jacko's in the chat. Yeah, how's it going, Jacko? Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Volkman is next man up. He was average last week, but so was everyone else. He's been playing top 14 cup. He is the next man up, Jacko, here. I do agree with you there. But look, he's not been named in the reserves. The Warriors are going to have to get, I think, exemption from the NRL to bring him in, because he's not named in the reserves. So, I don't know. I think maybe the Warriors are still trying to get him into the reserves. I don't know if he's travelled to Sydney. The boys have travelled up today on a private jet. So I'm not too sure whether he travelled with the NRL side or whether he's travelled to Sydney, because our Cup side are also playing on Saturday, guys, as well. So our New South Wales Cup team are playing the Raiders in Sydney this week. So I'll be interesting to see if he did travel with the NRL squad. So that'll be interesting. Jacko's saying here, if we play Walker, we have no kicking game as we lose big. Yeah, look, I understand it. I get that. I get where you're coming at, Jacko. But look, I think, will they throw Volkman in? Look, I don't know. I mean, there's a real chance they could, but I'm just going off what I think could happen. So I don't know what they're going to do there. I just think that Dylan Walker will be the player that they bring in, because he's already in the side. So that's just what I think will happen. And if Volkman was named in the reserves, I mean, yes, I think he could definitely come into the side, but he hasn't been named in the reserves, so I don't think he'll come in personally. Dr. Ghost is saying here he knows the attack too. He's been there every week. Yeah. And Jose is saying, love your faith, bro. Absolutely. You've got to have faith. You've got to have belief. Look, I understand fans are upset and gutted with Shaun Johnson being out. I'm gutted too. Don't get me wrong. I was so gutted to hear this news. I was hoping it was just rumours. I was hoping that it was just, bull crap, because sometimes people post rumours on a Facebook group and it doesn't often come true. But it has come true. It has come true. So, I've been scrolling through my news socials today, hoping for some good news, hoping it was just a rumor, but it is what it is. The Warriors have confirmed it, and the media outlets reported it as well. So, hopefully Johnson's fully fit and ready for week 2 of the finals, or hopefully he's fully fit and ready for week 3 of the finals if we do somehow pull off a miracle upset win on Saturday against the Panthers. So, yeah, as long as it's not serious, that's the main thing. As long as it's nothing serious. Yeah, Jacko's saying Volkman wasn't named in the reserves, so you get NRL and Panthers approval. I think, yeah, absolutely, Jacko, that's true. So that's what I've heard. So, he can't come into the side unless the NRL approve him, which I'm sure the Warriors will be trying to do right now. I'm sure that's what they'll be trying to do, trying to get an exemption from the NRL to add him into the squad. Jose has asked, did you watch the UFC press conference? There was a few up the wires from the crowd. No, I haven't. I don't watch the UFC. No, I haven't seen it, but I've seen a lot of fandom for up the wires. And I've seen it from the NBA as well. An NBA coach also said it as well. So pretty awesome, isn't it? That it's so trending around the world at the moment. So which is awesome. It's good to see it's trending around New Zealand. It's also trending in the NBA as well. So which is awesome. So yeah, great to see. Will's saying here, yeah, what happened? What the hell's going on with Johnson? Yeah, he's got a slight calf. I think it's a calf injury. So yeah, he's going to be missing this week's game against the Panthers. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, hopefully he can have a speedy recovery and get back in week 2 of the finals or week 3. Yeah, so it's a shame, really, but yeah, it is what it is. Injuries do happen, at this time of the year. Jacko's saying here, if he hasn't travelled, he will not play. Shaun Johnson's injury was plain to see. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the case. Jacko's saying here, we need a good long kicker to get out of trouble. It's vital. Kicking back too short from a red zone. Panthers will have a field day. Yeah, for sure. I think, obviously now, look, last night I did a preview with Jack Martin from the Big Cat Chat podcast. A massive shout out to him and thanks to him for coming on. If you guys haven't seen it, go and check that out. But obviously, when I did that preview, Shaun Johnson was named in the side and was expected to be fit. But obviously, with this news today, it's a different story now. So, yeah, look, Tamari Martin's going to have to play a big role in that kicking game for sure. He needs to take a big step with his kicking game on Saturday. And Tamari Martin is also playing up against his former side in the Panthers as well. He used to play for Penrith. So, yeah, he is going to need to have a big game for sure. He's going to have to, if the Warriors are going to have, a big chance of, causing an upset, a massive shock upset, which I'm sure a lot of people, going into this game, a lot of people have already written us off, and now they've written us more off without Shaun Johnson. So, look, yeah, we'll see. But look, regardless, we get a second chance next week. So whatever happens this game this week, we always get another chance. We'll get another chance anyway at home. Soft tissue injury, so best put him on ice for future games. Yep. Will say, I got to say, bro, this isn't good for the Wars. Yeah, it isn't good. It isn't great news at all, for sure. Yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough. As Warriors fans, we were really excited about having a full strength side on the field this week, and here we are now without our halfback, our key player on our side. So, someone's going to have to step up and have a massive game now. They really do. If the Warriors are going to want to go and beat that Panthers team and cause an upset and get a week off in next week. So, yeah, someone's going to have to step up and lead the way, which I have full faith in this team. There, I said I have full faith in this team, and people might call me crazy for saying that. People might call me crazy for saying it, even with Shaun Johnson out, but that's what I believe. That's what I believe personally. Dr. Ghost is saying, obviously we want him, but I just hope we build some momentum at the very least. I don't want a cricket score. Yeah, I mean, that could be a big worry. It could be a bit of a worry, for sure. We know how ruthless this Panthers team can be when they are on. They're really on. So, you looked at that game against the Cowboys last week. Man, there was no mercy from the Panthers. There was no mercy whatsoever. So, now with this news, the Warriors are going to have to be on from the first minute to the last minute. The first 20 minutes is going to be crucial for the Warriors. It really is. If the Warriors are in the first 20 minutes and it's a tight game, then there may be a chance. So, look, hopefully the Warriors can start off well and, stick with Penrith for the first 20, and that's going to be important. Dr. Ghost, bro, they're red hot. Yeah, they are red hot. Penrith are one of the best teams in the competition. They're the team to beat. They're back-to-back premiers for a reason, and, they're the favourites to win the comp this year. So we're going to have to be really on our toes early. Our forwards are going to have to lay a platform, and, look, like I say, Tamari Martin needs to have a big game. He needs to step up and lead the way in terms of his kicking game. So, Hosea is saying, how did you fall in love with the NRL and the Warriors? What is your story? An interesting one, because when I watched the NRL, it was a couple of years ago, and I was only a kid. I was only very young. My first NRL game, my first Warriors game, was at Mount Smart Stadium. It was at Ericsson Stadium back then. And, look, I didn't know nothing about rugby league at all. I knew nothing about the Warriors at all. My father took me to my first Warriors game, an NRL game. And, I knew nothing about the rules of the game whatsoever. So when I started watching it, I fell in love with the NRL and rugby league and the Warriors. And look, rugby union is so popular in New Zealand. Rugby union was a sport that people enjoyed and watched over there. And look, I knew nothing about NRL back then. But my first Warriors game, I fell in love with the Warriors and the NRL. And since then, that's my story. Since then, I've just been a fan ever since. And look, I live in Australia now. I've been living in Australia for 10 years. I've lived here since 2010. I went back in 2018 in Auckland, and I stayed there. And, since then, I've been living on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. I go to a lot of the Warriors games here. I go to the game against I went to the game against the Dolphins. I went to the game against Bronx. I went to the game against the Titans. So, I've been going to Warriors games ever since. I've been a fan ever since then. So, I love the Warriors. They're my team. New Zealand's my country. I was born in Auckland, New Zealand. So, although I live in Australia now, I've always called myself a proud Kiwi ever since. So, I'll ride the highs and lows like every other fan. And, been doing it ever since. So that's my whole story, being a Warriors fan, for those of you who don't know. Will's asking a question here. If the Wars lose, who would they play? So, look, personally, from my opinion, I think we'll definitely play the Raid. I think we'll play the Knights. I think we'll play the Newcastle Knights next week. I think that'll be at Mount Smart. I'm pretty sure if the Warriors lose in week 1, if they lose the game, that is, I think they will play at Mount Smart in week 2. But if they win and they go through to week 3, I think they'll be playing at Eden Park. So that's what I've heard at the moment from a few news reports and articles, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but that's what I've heard. So I think we'll play the Knights next week. If we don't win on Saturday, but I'm hoping we do, because I would love to see us beat Penrith, but it's going to be a challenge, no doubt about it. So. Yeah, Jacko is saying here the winner of the Knights and Raiders, likely the Knights. Yeah, for sure. I think the Knights will win. I think the Knights will definitely beat the Raiders this weekend. Look, the Raiders, I just don't see them beating that Knights team at the moment. I think that Knights team is just in red hot form, and they'll be dangerous next week if we do play them. They'll be a real threat. The likes of Ponga, Hastings. Great forward pack, great outside backs. So, if it's the Knights, it's going to be a big challenge for sure. Dr. Ghost is saying I'll be at either one of those games for sure. Awesome, Dr. Ghost. It's good to hear. But guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you do like the live stream. Click the thumbs up on the live stream, everyone. It really does help the channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're a new viewer and haven't done so already. Click the thumbs up on the live stream. Subscribe to the channel. Share the live stream around as well. I'll be on here for a few more minutes for those who want to ask some questions, any footy-related rugby league questions. feel free to ask them in the chat or any questions related to this week's game for the Warriors, Panthers. Ask them in the chat. Ask away in the live chat if you've got some questions that you would like me to answer. So, yeah. So Jacko is saying here the Knights are on a long winning streak and it is due to bust soon. Yeah, look, it could. You wouldn't. The Knights, obviously, they're going to be under a lot of pressure going into this game against the Raiders. Because no one's talking about the Raiders. So you never know, Jacko. You never know. Anything could happen in the finals. And, there's always a possibility of a few upsets in week one. You just don't know. But, look, based on what I've seen with the Knights so far, I just can't rock them. I just can't see them winning. I just can't see the Knights losing this game against the Raiders. But you never know. I just feel like it's the way they're playing at the moment. But guys, yeah, if you guys got any questions rugby league related, please make sure you share your questions in the live chat there, and I'll answer them. Any rugby league related questions. It's a Q&A now, so I've done my reaction thoughts to the Shaun Johnson news. So if you've got any questions, comments, please feel free to put them in the live chat, and I will get to them. Will is saying, are you stressing, Jacko? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of Warriors fans will be nervous about Saturday. Look, I'm probably not nervous at the moment, but I will get nervous closer to the game as well. So, yeah, nervous, excitement for sure. But, yeah, look, the game's on Saturday, so nerves won't kick until, come game day. Question here from Hosea. He's asking, who is your top 3 Warriors players of all time? So, yeah, look, I am slightly biased towards Stacey Jones. I love Stacey Jones. He was one of my favourite players growing up. He was one of my idols. I got a photo of Stacey Jones last year down there in Redcliffe when he was coaching the Warriors after the game. Yeah, so Stacey Jones has to be, well, my number one at the moment. Simon Mannering's got to be up there. Simon Mannering's definitely got to be up there. So I've got him in number 2. Number 3, look, man, there's so many. There's so many good Warriors players out there. And I'm probably going to say, actually, yeah, look, I'll go Stacey Jones, Simon Mannering, and I'm going to go with Ruben Wiki. I'm going to put Ruben Wiki in there. Why not? Ruben Wiki. I know that might be a bit of an out of comment there, but I think Ruben Wiki's got to be up there. So, look, I think if Shaun Johnson wins us a premiership, he's got to be considered the greatest Warriors player of all time, in my opinion. I think, but yeah, look, I wouldn't have him up there just yet unless he wins us a premiership. Then definitely Shaun Johnson has to be the goes up to the top as the greatest Warriors player of all time, in my opinion. So, Jacko's saying his stress is the Warriors fans' DNA. Yeah, it is for sure. Campbell saying just joined. Who is the next to debut in 2024? I need a little bit of a think about that. As in terms of player to make their debut next year, that's a tough question, actually. I might get back to that comment, actually, just go through the next comment. So I think, Campbell, do you mean the next best NRL player, young player, or just let me know what you mean by the comment, just to elaborate a bit more. Will is saying here, everyone is suggesting Shaun Johnson has the Dally M wrapped up. Who do you think are the other contenders? Yeah, look, I'm biased. Obviously, I'm going to say Shaun Johnson to win it, and I think he should. But there are other contenders as well. So the likes of Payne Haas, Reece Walsh, Kalen Ponga, maybe Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans has had a good year for Manly. But, yeah, look, those are my contenders. So Payne Haas, especially, I know there's a lot of talk around Payne Haas. But, definitely those players that I've mentioned there. So, but look, Shaun Johnson really should win the Dally M, and I think he deserves to win it personally. I just feel like he's been the best player this this season. Jose is saying here, great choices. Thanks, Jose. Cheers, appreciate that. Dr. Ghost is saying good choices. Ruben Wiki was one of the best. He was one of the best players. And Simon Mannering has to be one of the most underrated Warriors players in history, in my opinion. I think he is. Simon Mannering, what a workhorse. Very underrated in terms of what he brought defensively to the table. He wasn't your flashiest player, but Simon Mannering, man, what a good player he was. And, he was there at the Warriors Awards this week, where the Warriors had their season awards, and the medal is named after Simon Mannering. So, that's how big and high caliber the club has of Simon Mannering and the recognition he has. So, yeah, look, Simon Mannering, what a player! What a player. I mean, I've got his book as well, and I've read his book. It's an incredible read as well. Just how his career, rugby league career, and how it all started and all that. So, Jacko is saying here, Payne Haas will, but I think he's been a bit off lately. Yeah, I do agree. I really do agree, and Broncos fans won't agree with me on this one, but I do agree with you on that one. I think he's. Look, for me, Adam Fanua-Blake's the best forward in the game, I think, personally. And it might sound one-item biased, but that's what I believe. Jacko's saying here, Walsh can't win, suspended for 3 weeks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he can't win it. So maybe Ponga. I think Ponga probably would have got a few more points as well, but I think maybe Ponga's just left his run quite late as well. So I think Shaun Johnson definitely has it. I think he personally has it in the bag. In my opinion, I think he has it for sure. Simon Mannering is a legend, and Stacey Jones, yeah, absolutely will. Jose is saying you would swap Mannering for Steve Price, maybe, but maybe not so hard. Yeah, Steve Price. Yeah, thanks for mentioning Steve Price. Actually, Steve Price is, man, he's a legend. He's a legend of rugby league. When he came to the Warriors, he brought that really hard-nosed type player that we needed. Another player that I thought gave us all in the Warriors jersey was Kevin Campion. Campo. What a player he was. And Mark Tukey as well. Mark Tukey, what a legend. Nice bloke. Got to meet him a few times. Saw him at the Dolphins event as well, down there at the Lord Alfred Hotel. Went to the Titans game as well. So, nice people. Mark Tukey and his wife, they're very nice people. And, Mark Tukey, what a player he was back in the day for the Warriors. Great player. Probably a fan favourite for Warriors fans as well. Jacko here is saying here, Gus Gould named Tohu as his player of the year. Yeah, I can't argue with it. I have nothing against what Gus Gould has said there. Actually, in regards to Tohu Harris, I think Harris has probably had his most best year that he's had in quite a while. Look, the Warriors Player of the Year could have gone to either players. I mentioned it on Hold the Bull stream that either players could have won it. A lot of players in contention, in my opinion, this year. More than one. The last couple of years, it was hard to pick a standout, but this year you had so many. You had Chance Nickel-Klugstad, you have AFB, Wade Egan, Shaun Johnson. Shaun Johnson won the award, which was huge for Shaun Johnson. What a season he's had, winning all those awards, picking up the Players Player Award. He also picked up the Simon Mannering medalist as well. So, man, just you look at the Warriors Player of the Year this year, instead of thinking about who to think about, just one player, you're thinking about a lot of players more than just one. So, yeah, I mean, Tohu Harris has been very good this year. He's been really consistent as well, been a workhorse on the field defensively, and been a great leader as well. And I know a lot of people have their doubts on Tohu Harris as a captain, but boy, he's led the way very well this year. He's probably not your vocal captain, but he leads the way on the field as well. So it's awesome stuff there. Jose is saying here, how awesome was that to see a Jacko? And just replying to the comment. Will is saying here, you know what, Jacko, Tohu has been an absolute pillar. Yeah, he has, definitely. Cheers, always fun to vent. And Dolphins game showed where we would be without Tohu and Anthony in the in the middle. Yep, for sure. What Tohu Harris and Adam Fanua-Blake bring to this Warriors team is just, everything in this 4-pack, So I think, that's going to be the key on Saturday. Our 4-pack's going to be a massive key, and everyone talks about the halves and everyone talks about the outside backs, but the 4-pack is what's going to win us the game on Saturday. So, yeah, it's going to be great with the likes of Tohu Harris and AFB, and I think Adam from Noah Blake may score a try this week. I really do. I think he may score a crash over try. I know for the fact that he scored one against the Panthers last time they played. So, yeah, those two are the key, definitely, for sure. Dr. Ghost is saying here, my player of the year is Chance, boys. His passion is something else. I can't argue against it, Dr. Ghost. I think that's a really good shout out for Warriors Player of the Year. Me and Hold the Ball are actually going to be doing a Warriors Awards. So I'm not too sure when we're going to do it, but it'll be at the end of the season. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that one. It might be on his channel or my channel. So we're going to do a Warriors Awards. We're going to give players, we're going to do some serious awards. We're going to do some funny awards, just, some light-humoured ones as well. So, yeah, make sure you tune in for that one because we're planning on doing a Warriors end-of-season awards at the end of the year. So keep an eye out for that one when it happens. Will was saying here, I don't think you could gauge much from that Dolphins game. Was had too many out. Yeah, no. I mean, look, going to that game, I always knew, I always had that feeling that it was going to be a tough one against a team that was full strength, and the Warriors just had, well, to be honest, nothing to play for, really. They had a lot of players out. So, really, I just read nothing into that game, to be quite honest. So, I wasn't really fussed about the result at the end of the day, and, all I was hoping for was no injuries out of that game. But, no, there's an injury to Shaun Johnson. But, anyways, it's what it is. Jose again. So one of the best parts of the season for me is hearing pundits and legends giving the Warriors their flowers, acknowledging the club's sacrifice the last few years. Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure, Jose. I do agree. It's good to see, more positive things said about the Warriors. But the thing is, the Warriors are making those people say positive things. The Warriors are going out there and delivering and being consistent on the field. So, look, we as fans moan about this, some of the commentating against the Warriors, the commentary, whether it's the Fox commentators, whether it's the pundits saying nasty things about the Warriors. But look, to be quite honest, some of the comments are true. The Warriors over the years just haven't been performing, and that's why they made those comments. So it's good now that this year that we've been talking about more in a positive direction. So, and that's due to the fact that the team is performing on the field. So, yeah, look, it's great to see. It's great to see, and I think this year, when you look at this year as a whole, going at the start of the season, a lot of people, including myself, weren't expecting the Warriors to be this high in the ladder, top 4 at the start of the year. No one would have thought top 4. So, look, whatever happens from here, I've probably said this too many times already and repeating myself here, but whatever happens from here, this has been a good season for the Warriors. It's been a great season for the Warriors. It's a pass mark for sure. We made the finals, we made the top 4, but when you look at next year as well, there's going to be greater expectations. There's going to be much greater expectations from the fans, including myself. There will be people saying that we should do better, should be doing good next year as well. So, this year is great, but look, hopefully we can back it up next year as well. So, that's the key. So backing it up after a good season, not just having one good season and then next year, being disappointing. So, yeah, so it's just my general feelings, just towards next year. And don't forget Roger's coming back next year as well. So, where Roger fits in this side. I know there's a lot of talk of him being in the centres next year, which will be real interesting in itself. So, Will's saying here, have the Warriors got the roster to play well in the next few years? Look, I think we do. I have honestly nothing but positive feelings towards the future of the Warriors club. You know, I haven't felt this way in a very long time. You know, it's never been like this, where the Warriors have been in the direction where they can, you know, go somewhere in the next couple of years. And I think my hats have to go off to the owners and the CEO, Cameron George and Mark Robinson. I think they've done a great job to get the club to where they are. You know, you've got to remember this club had to go through a lot through the COVID pandemic period, had to play in Australia, be based here for quite some time as well. So, you know, the owner and the CEO were criticised quite a lot by the fan base, and I stuck with and had faith that the CEO and Cameron George and you know Mark Robinson will turn this club around. I really did, and I felt like when this team got back home, you know, I feel like this was going to, you know, play a bit of a part as well in it, and it has this year for sure. It has, and also you got to say the coach as well, and Webby's done a great job. I think Andrew Webster's got to be coach of the year in my personal opinion. Just what he's done to bring this team together. You know, you can see the players, you know, are really buying into what Webby's done. So, yeah, look, and he speaks very well. You know, if you watch his press conferences, his media chats as well, the guy talks very well. You know, what a legend Andrew Webster is. I have full faith and hope that Andrew Webster can get us to a premiership in the next couple of years. I really do. I really do feel that way. And next year is going to be real interesting. It's going to be real interesting to see how next year goes. You know, CHG coming back, Chanel Harris-Tavita coming back, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck as well. So, yeah, that is going to be really interesting next season. But we've still got this season to go, so I don't want to think about next year already because we've still got this final series coming up. And this final series is going to be real exciting. I can't wait for this week's games. I really can't wait for tomorrow night, the Broncos and Melbourne Storm. I can't wait for Saturday's games, the Sunday game as well. It's going to be real exciting, the final series. And anything can happen. You know, underdogs can happen. You know, upsets can happen. You know, people will say that the favourites will, you know, win all this week's games and that, but just you never know. You never know. NRL, it's rugby league, anything can happen. So, yeah, just popping into the chat. Yeah, we got the Viking X. How are you going, Viking X? Hope you're doing well. Just heard their news for next that it sucks. Yeah, I've just gone through it, given my opinion. So if you want to watch it back, I'm not going to repeat what I've said. I've already said it. So, yeah, if you want to watch it back at the start, feel free to do so. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so we've got a comment here from Hosea. He's saying back-to-back premierships wins, baby, up the Waz. Good to see good to see a positive there, Hosea. Great to see. That's a really good comment. Will is saying here, Webster might just win the NRL Dally M coach. Yep, he will win it. I think he will win it, the coach of the year. A lot of people are saying Kevy Walters, Ivan Cleary. You know, look, I think if the Knights started the season off well and they were in the top four, I think Adam O'Brien would have been in the conversation as well. Personally, I think he would have been. But the Knights, you know, won 9 straight games leading into this final series. So I think if the Knights were in the top four, I think, you know, Adam O'Brien would have been in the conversation for coach of the year as well. But I personally believe it's between those coaches of Andrew Webster, Kevy Walters, and yeah, I think it's between those two couple of coaches there. Jacko's saying here that we need an experienced, tough, big front rower to back up AFB. Get someone like Simply out of Manly, going along with RTS coming in, and we have become real contenders. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be bad, wouldn't it? Bringing someone else into the 4-pack as well. So, yeah, I think that's a fair comment. Actually, I really do think it's a fair comment, Jacko. Viking X is saying good luck against the Penrith Panthers. Fanatics, yeah, good luck to your Canberra Raiders against the Knights this week, Viking X. So, yeah, good luck to them. Jacko's saying you Webster should win Coach of the Year, but Aussie press are pushing hard for. Just Andrew Webster should win it. There's no debate. Just give him the trophy. Just give him the Coach of the Year trophy. I mean, come on, really, what Andrew Webster's done is, we've got this Warriors team from a bottom four spot to the top four, right? And this team, isn't a stacked roster. It's not a stacked roster at all, in due respect. But the Broncos they've got a stacked roster altogether. So, yeah, it really should. We really should go to Webster. But yeah, guys. So if you got any more questions or comments, feel free to do so. I may just have a couple more comments and questions in the live chat. If you haven't put in a comment, feel free to do so. Got 11 viewers here, so that's a good crowd for tonight. So if you haven't done so already and you're watching this live stream, please make sure you like the live stream, click the thumbs up on the live stream, and subscribe if you are a new viewer. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Please do so, because it really shows your support for the content. It really does help the channel and gets the word out as well, but the content as well. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Just a comment here from Jacko. He's saying here, do us a favour, get your lads to soften up Ponga Viking. Yep. And Will is saying here, Webster should win. Disappointing if he doesn't. Yep, absolutely. Okay, I think that's a lot. That's the questions. I haven't got any more questions in the live chat. So, what's this question here from Viking X? So, I'm already looking forward to. There's a comment here. I'm already looking forward to the Rays 2024. Jacko, I don't think we'll be able to beat the Knights. Here we go. Here's a question here. AJ Love Boomer is saying, hey mate, Shaun Johnson flew to Sydney, so does that mean he could be a chance of Saturday since he's here? No, he's ruled out. So no, he can't play. So he's already confirmed it. The Warriors have confirmed it on their social media platforms, and I believe it's posted on their website. So no, Shaun is out. He's officially ruled out for this game, so he won't be playing on Saturday, but he will be available for next week's game, if we do play. And I think that does it, guys. It does it for the live Q&A for tonight. Live sort of reaction as well, giving my thoughts on the news in regards to Shaun Johnson's injury. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. It's got 15 viewers at the moment, 15 viewers watching. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure you go on and like this live stream. Don't forget to click the thumbs up on the live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you are a new viewer and haven't done so already. Share the live stream. Share this video around. Follow me as well on social media platforms of Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Go and check me out there. But just pop into the chat again and say goodbye. So got Will here. Thanks for that. Stay strong. Cheers, Will. Thank you for watching, tuning in. And Jose is saying here, peace out, bro. Thanks for watching, Jose. Good to see you in the live chat as well. And Jacko as well. So good to see you all in here. But guys, that is it. That's the live Q&A, Rugby League Q&A, and my reaction and thoughts to the Shaun Johnson news. Warriors fans, stay strong. Get ready for a massive game this Saturday. I can't wait. I am excited. I cannot wait for the game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm pumped. I will probably be in a nervous wreck come Saturday before kickoff, but boy, it's going to be a ride as a Warriors fan. Like I say, whatever happens, we've got another chance next week. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be massive, and I can't wait. But thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your night. Go the Mighty Wars, up the Warriors, and also good luck to your teams this week. If your team's playing the finals, good luck. And enjoy the footy on Friday night with the Melbourne Storm and the Broncos. And go the Wars, up the mighty Wars. Cheers, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to like the live stream as well, guys.